Hello, everyone. How's my audio? Let me know how the audio is so we can get started. I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to show you this video of this woman from the past. Back then you could say that she was from the future. Well, that's how they're describing it. Well, we'll see. We'll see what I mean, okay? How's the audio? And I'm going to play a little bit of the audio from the clip as well, just so you could see. Tell me, do you have audio from the clip? Hi D, hi Susanna, hi Mr. Ben, hi Music Guy. Oh, Music Guy, thank you so much for the message. I don't know why your message is not showing up on live stream, but I could on StreamYard, but I can see it on my phone. You updated your membership and you're saying happy 10th anniversary to Atheist Republic. Thank you so much, Music Guy. And you updated your membership, your YouTube membership to Imperialist West Puppet. Thank you, thank you. Okay, good. Audio is good. You're saying idea is good. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Music Guy. That was very sweet. I don't know why I can't highlight it, but I see it on my phone. All right, so let's get started with this video. This is a very, very interesting video that came back from. This is a video from more than 40 years ago, but just recently somebody highlighted it, and it got viral on Iranian Twitter. And a lot of people started talking about it because it was so emotional. Let me see at what point I want to highlight this. Here, hold on. Hold on. Let me maybe put it on double speed because you guys don't understand anyways. So I might as well put it on double speed. Actually, it might take away from the video, so I will just put it on normal speed. All right, so this is a clip. This is a clip from 1979, right after actually, the Islamic Revolution in Iran. Okay, and at that point, it was still not very clear what's happening. Okay, like who's going to be in charge. Okay, so even after the Shah left, okay, there was this one guy who was in charge, who was keeping everything in order, and his government. He was holding the government. Like, so the Shah left, the king, the Pahlavi dynasty left, and Khomeini, I don't know if this was before Khomeini landed in Tehran, came from back to Iran, or after it, okay? But there was this one guy, okay, named Bakhtiar. I don't know if Qasim is here, so he could correct me if I'm wrong about anything, but they will explain it anyways, okay? And he was holding the government, okay? And everybody was waiting to see whether he will give in, let Khomeini enter Tehran or not? Will he step down or not? Okay, so this was the moment. This was the moment where everybody was waiting to see. Now that the king has left, now that the Shah has left, now that the Pahlavi dynasty has fallen, everything was in limbo. What is supposed to be happening about the future of Iran? Okay, and it all depended on this one man. Okay, I don't know if I could show his Bakhtiar image of the man. I don't know how to spell it in English. Yes, found it. Okay. This man. Okay. This guy was in charge. So Shahpur Bakhtiar was an Iranian politician who served as the last prime minister of Iran under the Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi. Okay. So this was the Shah who left. Okay. And this was his prime minister. So the Shah left, but he was still in charge. More than once. Okay. So anyways, so what you're going to see in this video is these people desperate for him to stay, desperate for him not to give up. These people were worried about Khomeini coming in charge. So this was a moment where everybody was like in a revolutionary mode. But this is the narrative that Qasim is here. Is fantastic. These are the people who we were not introduced to growing up in Iran. Growing up in Iran, we were under the impression, based on our history books, that when the Shah left, everybody was happy. Like almost everybody was happy. And people were accepting Khomeini with open arms, right? And people were celebratory. People were like in tears and happy. And all of a sudden, Iran is free. So we never saw these images of the last people who resisted that, the last people who were trying to say no. So this is like, I don't think it's going to have the same impression on you guys that it has on me, because this is the other side of the narrative that we were told. So when we see this footage, we were like, these people existed. There were some people, like for example, I don't know if some of you are familiar with the woman who the thousands of women who marched against the hijab right after the revolution. We were like, that happened, right? So this is another form of that. This woman right here, you're gonna see her. So now I'm gonna play the video and you're gonna see. Hold on.
که از شاب از تظاهرات آورد از رسیدن به یک وضعیت وجود داشت. در همین رابطه یک مستندساز چند ثانیه از یک صحنه تاریخی را پیدا
So now the speaker is talking about just a few seconds of this historic video.
کرده و به معرض دید عموم آورده است. صحنه کوتاه ولی بسیار.
So this is a documentarian who just basically found this clip and is now recently showing it to everybody, right?
تکان دهنده از تظاهرات عده‌ای از مردم در سال 1357.
So this is basically footage from 1979.
که از شاپور بختیار می‌خواستند تسلیم انقلابیون نشود و
So these are the people who were basically begging Shahpur Bakhtiyar, this guy, to not surrender to the revolutionaries, right?
تنگرش را حفظ کند. در این چند
and to basically hold his ground.
ثانیه زنی دیده می‌شود که
like in the so now she's saying in these few seconds you'll see a woman who
همراه با شعار بختیار بختیار سنگر تو نگه.
So look at this is the main, how do you say Sangar in, I should have this ready. Google Translate. Hold on, just give me a second. I think hold your ground, I think it would be the best translation. Okay, Sangar. Stronghold. Okay, hold your stronghold, hold your trench basically, right? So you can see this. You can see the sign. It's saying Bakhtiyar Sangareto Negahdar. Okay, so it says Bakhtiyar Sangareto Negahdar, which is like a metaphoric way of saying hold your ground, but the literal translation would be like Bakhtiyar hold your trench, like as if you're in a fight and you're basically defending the trench, right?
همراه با شعار
So yeah.
بختیار بختیار سنگر تو نگهدار به شدت اشک میریزد.
Yeah, so Qasim is confirming hold your ground is a good translation.
و بینندگان این فیلم با توجه به شرایط امروز ایران گفتند مثل این است که او در آن
So now this is a woman who's like crying and basically saying Bakhtiyar Sangareto Negahdar, which means like Bakhtiyar hold your trench, or Bakhtiyar hold your ground, right? And she's crying and people are like commenting on Twitter about this, like it's almost as if she saw what's about to happen. Like at that time when people were like excited about maybe change, this woman was crying and basically begging Bakhtiyar to please don't let these mullahs take over. Like people are like, what did she know that like other people didn't? Like how did women like this, like they're almost saying like the way she's crying and the way she's like begging Bakhtiyar to not give in to the mullahs and hold the government, it's almost as if like she saw the next 40 years. She saw what's about to happen to Iran.
زمان از آینده.
So yeah, this is the tweet is saying this girl is crying in a way as if she has seen the next 43 years and she's crying for us.
یعنی این روزها آمده بود.
Like she's telling Bakhtiyar with such a fear to hold his trench, as if she knows that if Bakhtiyar goes away, how all the things that we have to go through. Look at the fear in her eyes.
و میدانسته با تسلط انقلابیون کشور به چه روزی خواهد افتاد.
So this is her. This is her. Like, look at the emotion. Look at the way she's chanting Bakhtiar Bakhtiar. سنگرتو نگه دار.
کشور به چه روزی خواهد افتاد؟
God damn. I get like goosebumps all over my when she just sits down and she's like looks like as if she's like all hope is lost. Okay, she cry like, and then she's like, no, I can't accept this, and keeps chanting again. Like, just watch this one more time. So like she's chanting and she's desperate, but then what happens is like she's like everything is lost, and she like sits down and she starts crying for the sake of the country. She cries for the entire country, right? But then while she's crying, and she's like, she feels like she can't just give up, and she continues chanting. This is like really, yes, Susanna is saying it's really emotional to watch, right? Look at. Like, look, the way what I can't imagine what's going on in her mind. Like, at one moment she's like thinking about everything being lost. Like the way she just sits as if like and starts sobbing. But then she still continues, like she's sobbing over what's about to happen, and she's like, we're fucked, basically. She's like, we're fucked. And the amazing thing is that she was so right. And how did so many other people not see what's about to happen, right? And she's like, this is why they're calling her the woman from the future. Like, why is she crying so hard for the sake of the country? Like, how does she know what everything that is about to happen? But even though like she's like, we're fucked, like she's like, there's nothing, we can't do anything. Like, I think like at this moment she's like thinking like we can't do anything, but she's like, but then she's like, no, there's a moment where she says like, no, we have to keep fighting. Like, look at this moment where she thinks that we have to keep fighting.
واکنش‌ها به این چند ثانیه بسیار متنوع بوده. علی حمید، فیلمسازی که فیلم را به اشتراک گذاشته، زن را نماد ایستادن در سمت درست تاریخ دانسته
Like people are saying she was the one who was standing on the right side of history.
و گفته به گواه رویدادهای 43 سال گذشته، این جمع از ایرانیان برخلاف اغلب هموطنانشان در سمت درست تاریخ ایستاد.
Like, unlike most of the population back then, these were the few people who stood on the right side of history back then.
برخی به او اعتراض کرده ماندن بختیار را سمت درست تاریخ ندانستند.
Okay, some people were complaining and saying like supporting Bakhtiar was not the right thing to do. Like some people and people are like saying whatever you think about Bakhtiar, this was not like a pro Bakhtiar thing. This was mostly like anti the what's about to happen move, right? But that's like too much detail for you guys. Like I don't know if you guys want to get in too so much detail about who was Bakhtiar and was he on the right side, or was he a good person or not a good person. That's another discussion, right? A lot of people don't like Bakhtiar, even like because he could have like when Khomeini was coming from Paris to Tehran, he basically could have like not let the plane land or not let Khomeini come to Iran, right? Or like some people are saying he should have shot the plane down or something, right? But he himself commented on that. He was like, did you want me to make another Hussein, right? And like he's like, Bakhtiar, actually let me see if there's there's a video of him. Actually, let me play this part. This is very interesting. Yeah, actually let me play this, but let me play Bakhtiar's defense of his actions. So
و تاریخ رفقای چپ و برادران اسلحه‌بردی در جریان این فیلم چه می‌گذشته که اینطور اشک‌ریزان از شاپور بختیار می‌خواسته تسلیم نشود و تاریخ
So
هنوز
this is
درباره
Bakhtiyar.
عملکرد بختیار
This is the last prime minister. He was the prime minister of the Shah.
قضاوت کامل خود را عرضه نکرده. بسیاری او را به دلیل نوعی مماشات با انقلابیون سرزنش می کنند و بعضی صریح و برخی به کنایه میپرسند چرا اجازه داد
Yeah, some people are basically asking why did he let the plane land?
هواپیمای روح الله خمینی به سلامت در تهران بنشیند. در سالگرد فاجعه سرنگونی هواپیمای اوکراینی هایی که سالم از پاریس که هرگز به بختیار باز امام حسین دیگر به تاریخ
It's getting
تشیع
into so much detail. I want to
اضافه
see his defense. Oh, here. This is Bakhtiyar's defense of why he didn't shut the Khomeini's plane down when he was when he was coming to Iran, right?
بپذیرم یکی راه دیگری نبود.
He's saying there was no other way. There was like no other way.
راه یکی بود فقط که وقتی که از سرحد غرب وارد میشد بنده به ربیعی بگم طیارشو بزنه. هیچ راه دیگری نبود.
Like when the plane was coming, I had to let it land. I had to let the way open for the plane. What he's like there was no other way.
چرا این کار رو من نکردم؟ حالا از نظر انسانی، از نظر حقوق بشر، از نظر
Like why didn't I shut the plane? Like if he down is like, okay, if you want to ignore humanitarian reasons, like humanist reasons or human rights reasons, if you want to ignore all of that, like I can just shoot a plane down. Like if you think like those are not legitimate, you don't care about those things.
اینها خب من این کار البته نیستم.
Like that's not what I do. Like I don't just shoot planes down out of the sky. But even if you don't care about that,
ولی دلیل دیگری داشت از همه مهمتر.
but there was another reason that was the most important, more important than anything else.
72 تن عرب با اختلاف عقیدتی یا چیز در یک صحرایی در کربلا کشته شد.
He's saying 72 Arabs. He says 1400 years ago, 72 Arabs died for ideological reasons in a desert in Karbala. Okay, so he's referring to Hussein and his 72 merry men. Well, 71, I guess.
ما هنوز 1400 سال تو سر مغز هم میزنیم و
He's saying after 1400 years we're still hitting ourselves and basically hitting our chest and head over what happened 1400 years ago.
میگیم که ای داد ای بیداد.
And we're saying we're crying over something that happened 1400 years ago in a desert with 72 men.
شما میدیدید که این مهدی که منتظرش هستن میگفتن همین بود داشت میآمد و این پسر شمر که من باشم زد بیرونش کردن.
And he says if I shut the plane down, you knew what would happen. You would say that the Mehdi that everyone was waiting for was this guy and he was coming, and it was Bakhtiyar, the evil Bakhtiyar who shut him down. That's what would happen. So he's saying, like, basically what he's saying is that these mullahs and these religious folks are really good at making martyrs out of, like, he would have been worse. Like Khomeini as a martyr probably would have been more devastating. Kind of like, I guess he's kind of right, because like, I don't know, you see how they're weaponizing Qasem Soleimani right now, right? And his death. So he thinks like it would have been a lot worse if the situation would have been a lot worse if he shot down. I mean, but by the way, a lot of people don't know there were people who assumed that Khomeini was the Mehdi. And some people some reporters even directly asked Khomeini at that time if he was the Mehdi, and he neither confirmed or denied it. I think there were some motivations to go with that narrative. Eventually they thought better of it, but they still went with the narrative that the Mehdi is in direct communication with Khomeini. Like I remember in school being told how Khomeini has meetings with the Mehdi. So they didn't go with him being the Mahdi, but I think that originally there were some motivations there to suggest that Khomeini was the Mahdi. And I think like this guy Bakhtiar also thinks that if he died, then they might have said that he was the Mahdi, right? Yeah, so then like there's Mahdi potential here. So then it's like, bruh. Yeah, so this is his reasoning for why he didn't. I don't know if you guys think that was a good reason, bad reason, or not. Yeah. Anyways, let's go to the next. I have a whole bunch of other videos. This was not the only video that I had prepared for you guys today. So let's go to the next one. This one is interesting. Hold on, let me close down everything. Okay, this one is a high degree of hypocrisy is happening here. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Oh yeah, by the way, Qasim is also reminding us that early in the revolution, people were saying that if you look at the moon, you could see Khomeini's face in the moon as a miracle, right? And a lot of people believe that. Yeah, so actually, this is very interesting because there were even militia or whatever, the IRGC prototype, like the Basijis going around. I don't know what you want to call them because it was early in the revolution, and I don't know what organizations at that time were established and what organizations were like up in the air at that point. But what we refer to right now as the Basij, or maybe Nira Intizami, I don't know which one, was basically going around and stopping people and making them look at the moon and ask them if they see Khomeini's face in the moon as a check to see who's loyal to the revolution or not. And people were like, oh yeah, I see. Oh, like, oh yeah, like that's his beard. Like you have to like confirm that, to say that, to just to make sure that they're not gonna beat you up or like so you get in trouble or something like that. But given how common it was for people to be like, yes, obviously you can see Khomeini's image in the moon, like it's so obvious, right? Given how big of a belief that was in back then, it shows you how easy it is to just create miracles out of nothing. Oh yeah, it was a committee. Okay, that was that is yeah, that is silly, but that was really widespread after the revolution. But it just shows like how you could see other miracles happening at the, throughout history, like the whole idea of Muhammad splitting the moon in half. Like in modern times, if people believe that Khomeini's image is in the moon, you could see like where other miracles come from. I mean, I have a personal experience with this as well, right? Like during one of our classes, and this was supposed to be like a school for talented. Like I was in Tizushan in Shiraz, which is supposed to be a school for like the bright people, right? Like the smartest people, smartest kids in the in this in the country. And I remember our teacher proving to us that you could bend the spoon with your eyes, right? And he basically took a spoon and he looked at it, and nothing really happened. But then somebody shouted in the class, and he said like, "It bent," and everybody like, "Oh my god, it bent!" And everybody like took over and they got the spoon and they looked at it like, "Oh yeah, you can see it bent over here." And everybody, even though nothing happened, the spoon didn't bend. Everybody, including me, believed that we just saw the spoon bend. I believed it. I went home and I told my parents that, oh yeah, our teacher just bent the spoon today with his mind in front of us in school. But nothing happened. But we all wanted to believe it, that it did, and we did believe that it happened. And we all had this memory of the spoon actually bending. So I was like, now that I realized that actually the spoon didn't bend, but I did believe that it did, it just shows how you could just have miracles. And you believe, like, and when you come and tell somebody like, well, I saw it happen, I saw it with my own eyes, sometimes they're not lying to you. Sometimes they believe they actually saw something. Yeah, that's cultish wives. Yes, exactly. Where's Susanna? Is it Susanna? Yeah. All right, let's watch this video. Okay, so this one is amazing. Okay, this one is so hypocritical. Okay, let me go. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna talk about these girls here, okay? But what are we gonna talk about? Okay, so let's go a little bit, give it a little bit of a context before.
دختران و شاخه‌های
Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back.
پوشاک و جواهرات استفاده می کنند. این تفاوت چهره‌های سرشناس فضای مجازی همین کارها را می کنند. با این تفاوت
All right, so there are some girls in Iran who are like very famous on Instagram, right? Very famous on Instagram, and they're models, and you can see that they try to do the bare minimum to to be to be legal, all right, like legally, like as in like having the hijab and everything, but they do also everything else to become popular on Instagram, and they are extremely popular on Instagram. Like I don't know how I could explain to you, okay, of how many followers these people have, right? And sometimes they get a knock at the door from the moral police, right? And sometimes they take them on TV and national TV. Like there was videos of sometimes they get arrested. They have so much influence. Sometimes they get forced to delete their accounts even after they gather like millions of followers. And one time they actually brought them on national TV and made them cry and tell them that, oh, this is wrong, I shouldn't be doing this. Okay, so these girls are basically like being modeling and being like influencer on Instagram like this in Iran. It's pretty risky. Like you have to like, it's basically the temptation between like getting all the love and all the support and all the from your community, you know how appealing that is, right? To Instagram models, but also putting your entire life at risk, right? Because you don't know if you're going to be the next person. There's too many of them, right? You can't like, the police can't like go after all of them, but you're always taking a risk. And their understanding is that this is illegal, and if you get too big, you might be the next person that we will come after. Okay, so but recently something very interesting has happened. Okay, Qasim, you're being too judgmental. Like Qasim is like, these are Instagram celebrities. I never understood why people follow them. Okay, Qasim, get off your high. Like, okay, you're better than other people who don't like this. You don't understand why people follow them? Look at the picture. What do you mean you don't understand why people follow them? Okay, stop acting like you're better than other people because of their taste. Okay, yeah, the attention, all the attention. Everybody wants attention. This is not like, this is human biology. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, you're right. Brother Ben is saying it sounds exhausting. Yeah, it is very exhausting. It shows how much people desire attention, because this amount of fame comes at the risk of getting arrested. But these Instagram models still go for the fame. They're risking it, but they're still going for the fame because it's very appealing. Last time is saying I am judgmental in these cases. Well, I'm going to be judgmental of you for being judgmental. Okay, they enjoy it. They should people like to follow them if that's what they're like. Like I don't, if that's what they like, they should be able to enjoy it. And if they, it's beautiful to look at. Did you see how do you not understand why people like this? Some of them are, anyways. Some of them are not very.
مانند کایلی جنر برای نمایش خود و سبک زندگیشان چندان آزاد نیستند و هر از گاهی فریاد وا اسلامای
like this one I don't understand either, but to each their own. Okay.
ارزشی در اعتراض به سبک زندگی آنها به آسمان بلند می شود. اما نکته قابل تأمل این
so she's saying that
روزها آن است که پس از به قدرتمان بلندهای کفن پوش ارزشی در اعتراض به سبک زندگی آنها به
So yeah, these are in Iran as well. Like so that one was outside, so she was wearing hijab, but she's not wearing hijab because she's inside. But like she's saying, like these like ideological religious people keep complaining about the fact that why are these allowed? Why are these people on Instagram?
اما نکته قابل تأمل این روزها آن است که پس از به قدرت رسیدن ابراهیم رئیسی این شاخه‌های اینستاگرامی ایرانی
Okay, Jesus Christ. This is beautiful. Okay, I don't know. Okay, this one. Okay, you know what? I'm converting back to Islam. I'm converting back to Islam. Okay, because I don't get this.
ها آن است که
Okay,
پس از به قدرت رسیدن ابراهیم
but I get this. Okay, guys, I was wrong. I was wrong. Okay, Islam is the way. Jesus, this is okay. This is gorgeous. I don't know why, but this one is gorgeous. Okay, so so no to this, but oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. Okay, but continue.
رئیسی این شاخه‌های اینستاگرامی ایرانی نه تنها دیگر با مشکلات گذشته مواجه نیستند بلکه دولت
All right, so this is what's happening. This is what this video is about. Okay, this is the bizarre thing. Okay, everything else that I told you about is nothing new. Okay, the challenges that these girls are having with the religious police and everything. What's weird is that ever since Raisi has come to power, what would you? Okay, so guys, tell me in the live chat, what were your expectation of what would happen when to these people, these Instagram influencers, in Iran when Raisi came to power? What would your expectation be? Oh yeah, somebody saying cosmetic surgery is so common in Iran. It's because the face is the only thing women are allowed to show, as well as nails, handbags, shoes, of course. Oh, you're saying there's the reason why there's so much surgery on the face is because that's the only place where that is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, even she looks like she had no surgery. Yeah, somebody. Yeah, Iranians, a lot of people, like almost like. Okay, I don't know if this is true, but I think the vast majority of Iranian women have no surgery. Okay, so finally somebody answered. You're saying like, yeah, the expectation was to be a clampdown, all right? Because Rouhani was supposed to be the reformer, okay, and Raisi is supposed to be the extreme hardliner. So what we would expect was that once Raisi administration comes to power, for it to be a lot more aggression and a lot more arrests and a lot more clampdown on these Instagram models, right? So yeah, Susanna is also saying, presumably Raisi would make social media modeling worse. Okay, that's what the expectation was. However, the opposite happened. And the clampdown became less. Okay, and we're going to go farther as well. Hold on.
رئیسی نه تنها دیگر با مشکلات گذشته مواجه نیستند بلکه دولت رئیسی از آنها دعوت می‌کند.
So not only they're not saying any they're not saying any clampdowns or any harsh or any resistance from the Raisi administration. So not only that is not happening, the Raisi administration is inviting them for strategy talks. Okay, so we'll get into the details.
تا در جهت پیشبرد سیاست‌های حکومت نظر بدهند و کمک کنند.
So they're inviting these Instagram models to counsel the Raisi administration for decisions on policies. Okay, so this is weird. Okay, so we're going to see that.
زیرا آنها دنبال کننده های زیادی در میان جوانان دارند و می توانند تاثیرگذار باشند.
Because these Instagram models have a lot of followers among young people, and so they could have an influence on the younger generation. And the Raisi administration apparently wants to like capitalize on that.
در روزهای اخیر دعوت وحید یامینپور مجری ارزشی صدا و سیما
So this is like a host on Seda Sima, which is the Iranian national TV, right? And this guy is like a really religious, ideologically Islamic host on Seda Sima, okay?
و معاون امور جوانان وزارت ورزش دولت رئیسی از دختران و معاون امور جوانان وزارت ورزش
he's also the administrator for sports, young people sports in Raisi's administration. No, that's not Susanna. No, that's not the Kung Fu Panda guy. Okay, no, this guy is an official part of the government. You're thinking of Raisi-Pur.
دولت رئیسی از دختران و شاخه‌های
This gets really funny, okay? Because these girls have don't have an experience, that much of an experience talking to religious people, okay? So they're kind of like, you'll see in the video what their reaction is going to be. Hold on.
مجازی اینستاگرامی بسیار جنجال برانگیز شده. روز چهارشنبه ویدیوهایی از شاخه‌های اینستاگرام
So a lot of like hardliners, like not who supported the Raisi administration, are kind of like pissed of like, what the hell is that Raisi administration is doing? Like, why are they talking to these girls and like basically legitimizing their activity? They're like, we voted for Raisi so you could clamp down on stuff like this, and now you're sitting at the same table with them as if like what they're doing is like legitimate, and basically you're greenlighting their activities. Like, so a lot of religious people are pissed at Raisi, the administration, for doing this. Okay, so that so these girls are having the time of their life with this, right? They're so so they're invited to go and have a talk with Raisi's administration, and they're supposed to like wear a more conservative type of like hijab because they can't go into those offices before they go there, and they're just having so much fun with it, like, because they're not used to this, right?
اینستاگرامی منتشر شد که در حال رفتن به وزارت ورزش بودند تا در مجمع ملی
So they're basically, they have been invited to the ministry office of sports. Okay, I think sports is that a good translation? Because varzish means two things in Persian. Varzish is a good translation for both workout and sports at the same time. Like in English, we have two words. We have sports and working out are two different things. But in Iran, in Persian, the word for both of them is varzish. But I don't think you would have. Yeah, I think Ministry of Sports would be the right translation, because I don't think you would have a Ministry of Working Out. All right, so they have been invited to the Ministry of Sports.
خیرین ازدواج این وزارتخانه وزارت ورزش بودند تا در مجمع ملی خیرین ازدواج این وزارتخانه شرکت کنند.
Okay, so the Ministry of Sports, for some reason, is in charge of advertising marriage, right? So I don't know if you guys know, like, fertility rates in Iran is dropping like a rock, right? And the government is constantly trying to convince couples to have, and divorce rates are high, and people who are even married are not having kids, and fertility rate is dropping, especially because people can't afford to have kids because of the situation of the economy. And the administration is constantly trying to advertise people having more kids, people constantly having more kids, even if it means that it comes at the cost of financial hardship. The government keeps telling you, like, oh, God will reward you in the afterlife. You're making more Muslims. You're adding people to the Ummah. You need to make soldiers for Allah or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, yeah, like I see mullahs like constantly advertising, like, have 10, like, I have 14 kids. The more kids, the better. Okay, so they constantly want to advertise that, and people are like not responding. Even Khamenei, this is why like condoms have been like demonized. I think it became, I don't know what regulatory actions they took against condoms. I think they make them less available. Abortion used to be like commonly available to everybody, but now it's only available to people who could afford, like, pay somebody under the table for it. Now it's not as available as it used to be. But yeah, so this is like, I mean, I think it's now, when I was in Iran, it wasn't illegal, but now I think it's illegal to get an abortion. So you have to know somebody and just like pay them under the table or something. Anyways, but now like none of these measures are working. So they're like now trying to find different ways to advertise people having kids. And I don't know why they put the Ministry of Sports in charge of that. That doesn't make it. Maybe because the Ministry of Sports is in touch with young people. So maybe that's the reason. But anyway, the Ministry of Sports is inviting these girls to get them to advertise basically to their followers to have kids, right? So they're not going to listen to mullahs. Maybe they'll listen to these girls. Okay, Kyle, you're asking me questions that is not in direct response to what we're talking about here. Okay, so I'm not going to answer questions that are not relevant to what we're talking about. Fertility sports, yes. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. So they released this on Instagram. Let's see if they showed
آنها
it.
گفتند برای شرکت در این جلسه ملزم به سر کردن مقنعه شدند و با شوخی
So magna is like a type of so the types of hijab that you have in Iran. Okay, you have rusari, you have magna, and you have chador. Okay, so those are the degree of religiosity. Okay, so rusari is just like like just a cloth on top of your head, and depending on how religious you are, you could like bring it down to here to cover all of your hair, or the more back, the more hair you show, the less religious you're signaling that if you put your rosary here, it's like these girls are showing her, and you're signaling that I'm not religious. Okay, I'm just putting the rosary on because I have to. Okay, so that's rosary. The next step up is magnae, which is a lot more religious and covers a lot more. I think it covers a little more of your neck as well. I don't know how magnae works. Okay, but I remember my mom, for example, when she had to go into government, like my mom always wears the rosary. She doesn't wear the magnae, but for official photo, for like I don't know, for some photos, for some documents, or when she had to go to like government um offices or stuff like that, she would have to switch from Rusari to Magna because that is like more religious, covers a lot more. Okay, so Magna is like more, covers a lot more, but then Chador is like overkill. Chador is like I am really religious. Okay, so that's like the mentor, like the thing that cover the whole thing that covers the entire body. Okay, so that's the chador. Okay, anyways, so these girls now, they have been invited to the ministry, the sports ministry, for advice to cancel the government, and they're supposed to wear the magna, and they don't and they don't have um the they don't have much experience. So I think like right now she's wearing the rosary, and I think she's wearing the magnaya already, and they're like laughing at themselves, or like because they look religious when they do it.
و خنده
Okay, hold on, let me block this Arash guy. We just recently discovered that this Arash guy was a bot.
این ویدیو را از خریدن ملزم به سر کردن مقنعه شدند و با شوخی و خنده این ویدیو را از خریدن مقنعه به اشتراک گذاشتند.
So they're recording their experience going and buying magnae for the first time and wearing it, and they're laughing at themselves. Oh yeah, Rusari is like a scarf. Look. Oh no, so they don't have a magnae yet. They're driving around, and they're like looking for a magnae for her. Like they don't know where to go to buy one. So she's saying like this place we're going to, they're asking us to wear a magnae. And like it's very official. They're laughing. They're like, it's very official. This is like official business. We have to wear a magnae. This is kind of cute.
آقا مقنعه رو از سر کنین. گفتم فکر کنم با مقنعه سر کنین. گفتم نه با فلان برای استیکر خنده.
So she's like, apparently the officials that were talking to her, that she's like invited to this thing, they were telling her like she says like they were talking to me, and they were like, by the way, you have to wear a magnae when you come. She was like, no way. She responded like, no way. Like, you're joking, right? Like I didn't think they were serious. Like she couldn't imagine herself wearing a magnae. She was like I didn't think they were serious when they told me that I need to wear a magnae. Like now, then I saw like she apparently like, oh, she does have a magnae. Last time, is she wearing a magnae? She looks like she's wearing a magnae because it's like the one that is covering the neck and everything, but she needs to cover her hair as well. I think she's saying, but then I saw my friend that she already has a magnae, so I thought like, oh, this is serious. Oh yeah, Qasim is saying yes. Qasim, this girl is already, so she got her magna already. Apparently she at first thought that this is like not that serious, that she doesn't need a magna. But when she saw her friend wearing a magna, she's like, oh okay, this is serious. I do actually have to find a magna. Like, so she's like, now we're driving around trying to find where to magna, and they're in this neighborhood. They're asking their followers who live in this neighborhood, who know where to get a magna in this neighborhood that they're in, to please tell us where to go buy a magna, because we don't know where to find one here. So she's like, we're going door to door to find a place that sells magna. Oh, they found one. Like, okay, so this is a magna. They found one and now they're wearing it. Look at it. She's saying this is so tight, I'm gonna suffocate. I'm suffocating. Like, this is, she's complaining about how tight it is. He says, "Salam alaikum." I don't know. Qasim, how do I translate this? This is so cute. Oh, the subtitle, the Instagram thing is saying like, oh, she's tearing it apart. How do I translate when she's like, Salam alaikum? I don't know how to translate that. That's funny, you know. Like, she's like, I swear to God, I'm gonna suffocate.
پس از آن عکس‌ها و
Okay, so now this is the meeting. Okay, so they went to the meeting. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, she said, Qasim, she said hello when she like reworded it, but she said in salam alaikum, like in a more, I don't know, in a more traditional. She said hi in a more traditional way, in a cute version of a traditional way of saying hi. Okay, so that's how I could say it. Anyway, so this is the official meeting, the government meeting with these girls.
پس از آن عکس
Look, so this is a meeting. This is the meeting that they they recorded their meeting with the government and they posted it on Instagram. So this is also on Instagram. I think they never imagined themselves being in such a place. This is like a very official, like religious, like governmental place, right? So I think I didn't expect ever to be invited to a place like this.
عکس‌ها و ویدیوهایی از حضور این بلاگرها که
Look,
حکومت
that's a mullah. It's a mullah meeting with them.
همواره آنها را با القاب مبتذل، سخیف
Oh,
این
look,
بلاگرها
these are the other ones who also recorded
که
themselves.
حکومت همواره آنها
Like, even though they're wearing the magna, they still can't resist by showing their hair. So the magna is supposed to be covering more, but these girls, even when they're wearing the magna, they're still showing their hair.
را با القاب
By the way, guys, that face covering is not part of the magna. That's because of the none of the ones that I mentioned to you, the rusari or the magna or the chador, none of that has the niqab. Okay, in Iran, niqab is not a common thing to wear. This face covering is because of the Rona, because of the pandemic. It has nothing to do with the hijab. In Iran, you don't have that.
مبتذل، سخیف و غرگرها که حکومت همواره آنها را با القاب
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of other girls that have been invited and they're all recording themselves like wearing the magna, but you don't usually wear the magna with that kind of clothes. I think the magna goes with like a manteau that is supposed to match the magna, but they're wearing the magna without the manteau, which is like they still want to be fashionable. The rest of their clothing wants to be fashionable. So, but the speaker is now saying that. What is the speaker saying? Hold on, let me listen.
ها و ویدیوهایی از حضور این بلاگرها که حکومت همواره آنها را با القاب مبتذل، سخیف
So now look, they're recording themselves in the government office and stuff, and like the speaker is saying, like it's these are women who the government used to always insult and call like whores or like, you know, sluts, and like shame them and demonize them. So it's like basically it's very bizarre to see these women that the government used to treat as like dirt and as like nothing. Now they're being invited to government offices. Is like very weird, right? Susanna is like, ladies, we need you to tell the kids to get pregnant. Yeah, that basically shows how desperate they are, because these are the people that they treated as if like they're enemies. The people who bring like corruption among the young. They're spreading like, these are the girls who are spreading degeneracy among young people. That's how they talk to them. But now they're like, they're so desperate into getting the fertility rates up. They're like, we beg you. Like, they're not listening to us. We were like, we keep telling them to have more babies. We keep putting mullahs on TV telling how Islamic it is to have more babies. They're not listening to us, but apparently they're listening to you. So please help us out here. So the government is on its knees, like trying to get these Instagram models to do their work. Yeah. The ministry is in bed with the enemy. Yeah. So Dia is saying, are the people taking this seriously? I don't know. I mean, people are like laughing about it. People are okay. So the pro-regime people are angry. They're like, why are you inviting? Like, why are you? You're supposed to be fighting this degeneracy. Why are you legitimizing it, right? And the anti-regime people, they're laughing at the regime because of their hypocrisy. Because like they used to arrest these people and now they're begging for their help. So that's what's happening.
سخیف و غربزده توصیف کرد.
Like they're all like taking pictures
همواره
of it.
آنها را با القاب مبتذل، سخیف و غربزده
Like they're like, look at us, we're wearing the niqab. No, not the niqab, the what is it? The مغنعه.
توصیف کرده منتشر شد
Look at us.
که در حال شرکت در جلسه
Oh, that looks so cute. Like it doesn't match. Okay, like you're supposed to wear the magnaye with a manteau, but she's still trying to be somewhat fashionable, so she's not wearing a manteau. She's wearing the magnaye on top, but it's not matching the rest of her outfit.
وزارتخانه و راهکار دادن
Oh my god,
به
this is so
مسئولان
cute.
دولت ابراهیم
Like, look at us, we're religious now. We're like official business. I think a lot of you guys don't associate being like more religious. We're being more official, because like a lot of you, like in Western countries, you think like, oh, you have serious people, okay, and you have religious loons, right? But in Iran, we kind of associate these things with each other, because everything official, everything governmental, all of a sudden becomes more religious, right? So wearing proper religiously approved attire is kind of goes hand in hand with actually being more serious and being more official, right? So they kind of go like, they kind of seem to be like, if you're like wearing like something that is like you're covering up, yeah, you know what I mean.
ابراهیم رئیسی بودند.
Like we're grown-ups now. Like, yeah, that's what we're being like governmental. Wait. I don't know what she's saying. Raza, what is she saying?
رئیسی بودند.
I don't know what she's saying, but it's okay. Like, I think somebody told them to cover their hair, because now when they're inside the building, their magnaes are not covering their hair. It's so low res. I mean, these Instagram models, they're making a lot of money from these, like from their Instagram gigs and stuff, I think. Can't they? Don't they have like better phones? Like, why is this so pixely? Look at them. Look, this is a mullah right here. Hold on. Okay, so see, like this is so behind them. Oh, so this is the official logo for the Islamic Republic of Iran, which is like represents like a stylized version of, Allah, right? And behind it says Vezarat Varzish va Javanan, which so the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of the young is the same ministry apparently. Because so that makes a lot more sense. So apparently we have two ministries in one. It says the ministry of sports and the young people. Okay, so that's why maybe it makes sense, because maybe they're focusing on the ministry of the young part of this ministry. It's weird that these. Okay, so basically in Iran, apparently, if you are old, you're not supposed to be part of sports. Why is this two ministries at the same thing, which is weird? Anyway, so these are all the Instagram models here, like advising the government. This is amazing. Anyway, let me see if Qasim has anyways. Oh yeah, so music guy saying it'd be like watching Paris Hilton dressing up and trying to be more religious alone. Yeah, but I don't know if that makes sense, because it wouldn't be like that, because it's not as if, like, I don't know, it's not like the government was ever after Paris, like, Hilton, for being degenerate or anything like that, and now all of a sudden the government is talking to Paris Hilton for advice on how to increase fertility rates, right? So that's we don't have anything like this anywhere in the world, right? Yeah, so Kyle on Twitch, you keep talking about something that has nothing to do with, like, we're against the hijab, so I don't know if you're like talking about this, like, such basic stuff. Yes, we're all against the hijab here. Why are you going off about that? You're not adding anything.
من طرفدار 100% لباس عروسان و هر مراسمی که قرار باشه برگزار بشه باید با ساز و دهل عروسی باشه انشالله. مراسمی که من طرفدار 100% لباس عروسان و هر
I don't know what this has to do anything with what the conversation is supposed to be about, but she's one of the Instagram models. Look, they're all more covered up. Now they're wearing the manteau as well. Okay, so now it's matching. Maybe at that time they were just wearing the magnae, but not the manteau. They're showing less hair, even though they're still showing some hair, but they're showing less hair than before. So they're more covered up than before, right? But for some reason, she's saying that I'm completely in favor of the bride's outfit for weddings.
مراسمی که قرار باشه برگزار بشه باید با ساز و دهل عروسی باشه انشالله.
I don't know what she's saying. She's saying like every marriage ceremony has to be incompatible with what the bride wants or something like that. I don't know what this has to do anything with what the conversation is supposed to be about.
خدمتتون عرض بکنم شروع کارمون 114 تا عروس در تهران در ورزشگاه.
They're promoting marriage, okay? Because people are not getting married, okay? So she's saying we're going to start by our first mission is going to be 140 marriages. Oh, 140 brides in Tehran. Okay, so they're talking about a mission of 100 getting started with 140 brides. So what, I don't know what this all means, but if I had to interpret, I would think like, do they have like quotas? Like, would they have to get people? They're gonna get started by getting 140 women to marry. So maybe like they could start, basically maybe they're gonna start promoting young women, because a lot of young women follow them, right? So maybe they're gonna be like, yeah, get married. I don't know, marriage is good. Marriage is cool now, right? Like, because a lot of people look at these Instagram models to see what's cool, what's hip, what's trending, what's not trending. So maybe if they start talking about like getting excited over getting married and stuff like that, younger people are like, wait, marriage is like cool now, cool again? Like, maybe is that the thing? Should I go get married now because Instagram models are now like saying that marriage is trending now? Right? So maybe that's their mission. No, 114, not 140. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so yeah, Qasim is saying Iran has always been against these kinds of celebrities, calling them online like, yeah, whores or sluts or degenerates or stuff like that. But now they're invited. Yeah. So Qasim is saying, wasn't this a charity to help 114 brides? I don't know about the details of what she was talking about, but I think there's something about promoting marriage. Wow, they even know which building in the ministry they were meeting in.
این حضور عجیب پلنگ‌های اینستاگرامی در دولت ابراهیم رئیسی واکنش
Oh, look, you're saying هدف وسیله رو توجیه نمی‌کند. Oh, somebody's complaining about this. Somebody's saying like I think like this is a complaint. Somebody's saying the means doesn't justify the ends doesn't justify the means. They're like, we understand that you're I think this is a this is a complaint. I'm not sure. But somebody's saying like this is not the right means of doing this. Like just because you have like a worthy goal of promoting like marriage or childbearing, this is not like this. Basically it's like not like this. So when it says like the ends doesn't justify the means, basically there I feel like this is giving like not like this vibes, right? So yeah.
های بسیاری را در پی داشته.
Look at that. There's a mullah, there's an akhund right in the middle of all these Instagram models. Oh my god.
برخی تحلیل کردند که اصولگرایان وقتی به قدرت میرسند به جای اینکه آنها سازوکار قدرت مدرن را شبیه خودشان کنند، سازوکار قدرت مدرن آنها را شبیه خودش میکند.
Oh, somebody is saying like when the hardliners get in power, instead of making modernity bend to their will, modernity will make the hardliners bend to their will.
اصولگرایان اما عمدتاً سکوت کردند و فقط برخی
Like a lot of hardliners have been quiet about this.
نیروهای ارزشی به تندی به وحید یامینپور حمله کرده و با ادبیاتی
Except a few ideological hardliners who have been attacking the ministry. The guy we talked about.
خاص و شرم‌آور نوشتند احسنت.
So like okay, so this was the guy who basically started this project of talking to these Instagram models, and I think like this is like a religious person who's complaining about this.
با همین فاحشه ها حتما باعث اطلاع انقلاب و تبلیغ ازدواج می شوید.
So he's like congratulations, mashallah. It is with these whores that you will be able to spread the ideas of the Islamic revolution and marriage. Basically, he's being sarcastic. He's like, basically, you're using whores to spread the Islamic revolution.
یامینپور باید برود بمیرد یا قبول
He's like the guy who basically Yaminpur, the government official who's responsible for this, he's saying he has to go die.
کند شغل جدید.
That's not my words. That's this guy's words. Okay, I'm just reporting what's happening. Okay, so this religious guy is saying Yaminpur, the man, either has to go die or
و ژتون بفروشد.
or has to accept that he's basically a pimp right now. That's what he's referring to, right, Bassem? Like when he said like he has to accept his new job and go sell jeton, that means like he's calling him a pimp. Is that what he's calling him? Susanna's like, we're desperate, but not this desperate.
کجایند برادران کفن پوش؟ همه مردند، خفه خون مرگ گرفتید.
And he's like, where are basically he's asking all the other religious people, why are you quiet? Why are you not responding to this? Like he's basically telling the religious people to stand up against this, and he's telling them that their silence is deafening. Qasim saying exactly. Okay, my translation was correct. Okay.
چرا؟ اصلاح طلبها گله کردند که چرا در زمان آنها برای اتفاقهای کوچکتر کفنها
So now the reformers are also coming out, like the reformers, like the pro-Rouhani people. Here, like, hey, they're coming out. They're making a noise about this. They're like, wait a second. Why is it that when we did some things that were much, much less extreme than this, we got in trouble from the hardliners for being anti-Islamic and stuff? Like they're saying that if we did anything like this, we would have been crucified, right? But now that the hardliners, the Raisi administration is doing this, they're not getting any backlash.
پوشیده میشد و شناسایی ها انجام میشد و نفوذی ها یافت میشدند.
Like the reformers are saying when we did stuff like this, we would be called traitors or like spies or like puppets of like the imperialist West or whatever. And we would be attacked. But now when it's happening under Raisi's administration, they're getting away with it.
کسی حرفی نمیزند. مخالفان حکومت اما فارغ از داستان اصولگرا
So we told you what some hardliners are saying, what the reformers are saying, but now what do the anti-regime people are saying?
و اصلاح طلب به این نکته توجه کردند که چه خار و خفیف شده دولت ابراهیم رئیسی که جوان ارزشیش وحید یامینپور پیشتر اینستاگرام و شبکه‌های اجتماعی و
So the opposition, the anti-regime people are pointing out how pathetic the Raisi administration and the hardliners have become when their poster boy Yaminpour was one of the guys who used to, like the same guy that is responsible for inviting these girls was one of the people, this Yaminpour was one of the people who used to attack the Instagram models.
سبک زندگی دیگرگونه جوانان را تکفیر می‌کرد اما
he was like takfiring them.
حالا در حضیض
So this is him before he now invite him for canceling. That he used to. There's a video of him before like attacking them.
ملت برای جذب
So it's not just the same administration. It's even the same person used to be against these girls.
مخاطب دست به دامان پلنگ‌های اینستاگرامی شده. وحید یامینپور نه فقط از شاخه‌های اینستاگرام
You see, like the same person who used to attack them and calling them whores and degenerates is now on his knees begging what they call Instagram tigers. So they call them Instagram tigers because they're like so big and powerful, and they're begging them for help.
بیزار
So like the opposition is like, this is so pathetic.
بود بلکه از صدا و سیما به خاطر حضور سلبریتی ها در آن
Not only this man he's like in charge of inviting these girls, not only that he was against these girls and used to call them degenerate and whores and stuff, he even complained to Seda Sima, which is Iran's national TV, for what?
آن هم شکایت داشت. بلکه از صدا و سیما به خاطر حضور سلبریتی ها در آن هم
He was even complaining to the he was even against the Seda Sima for having any celebrities on their shows.
شکایت داشت.
من روند سازمان صدا و سیما.
So this is the same guy. This is the same guy that is now heading this project and talking to these girls, Wahid Yaminpour, okay, which is like the host of an ideological religious host and also an administrator in the Ministry of Sports and the Young. He has this video saying what is
در
saying?
چند سال اخیر روند باج دادن به سلبریتی ها بوده. روند
He's saying like that there's been a recent trend in Seda Sima legitimizing basically these celebrities.
خریدن اعتبار برای خودش از طریق
Like as a way to buy legitimacy for itself. Seda Sima
باج دادن به سلبریتی ها بوده.
was basically legitimizing these celebrities. Like this is like a worrying trend in Seda Sima, which is amazing because now he's doing the same thing.
روند خرج کردن بیت المال برای
And basically saying they were spending the budget of the Iranian people, taxpayer money
خریدن اعتبار بود.
for stuff like this. So it's amazing. This is the guy who used to complain about it, and now he's doing it himself. So people are highlighting the level of hypocrisy here, right? So yeah, basically, Qasim is saying it's a political U-turn. Oh, Palang Mishe. Okay, Palang is the translation of Palang is cheetahs, not tigers. Okay, so they call them Instagram cheetahs. Really? Are you sure? I think Palang is tiger. Okay, never mind. All right, let's go to the next video. I have more. I come here with gifts. Okay, I come here with gifts. All right. Let me close this one. Okay, cool. This is going to be a short one, but this is interesting. Okay, this is going to be a really short one, but then we're going to go to the next one after this. Okay. Wait, hold on. Susanna is saying, how are people supposed to have babies when the economy is so trash? I mean, the amazing thing is that the more in Iran, you're basically getting hit in both ways, because usually what the trend is that when the economy is down, people are having, like in countries that are less progressive, like have progressed, less than others, you see the fertility rates are higher. But then in the countries that they have less economic problems, they're having to face, they have a problem of low fertility rates. But in Iran, you're getting hit with both. You know, like you're getting hit with low fertility rates and a problematic economy, right? So I don't know how that works, but yeah. Music guy say I can watch these videos all day. Music guy saying, has Iran ever threatened to take down Instagram? Oh yes, they're actually trying to figure out how to make their own internal internet to cut off everything from outside. So that's what they're trying to do, but a lot of people are saying that's impossible. Okay. Anyways, let's watch this. This one is cool. This one is short but sweet. Okay.
که امام امت
داشته است.
پس انقلاب اسلامی همونطور که امام امت سلام الله علیه فرمودن در نقشه خداوند تبارک و تعالی حتی از زمان تولد پیغمبر انقلاب اسلامی ایران دیده شده.
So he's saying that the Islamic Revolution of 1979 in Iran was such a core plan of Allah, okay? Such an important part of Allah. And during Muhammad's life, Prophet Muhammad's life, 1400 years ago, the Islamic Revolution of 1979 was seen back then in 1400 years ago during Muhammad's life. Okay? So look at this.
خیلی مهمه که امام میفرماید که دو تا نکته مهم داره. یکی که خیلی مهم از زمان تولد پیغمبر.
So like from the time of Muhammad's birth, the Islamic Revolution of 1979 was observed.
انقلاب اسلامی ایران دیده شده. این خیلی مهمه که امام میفرماید که دو تا نکته مهم داره.
Okay, so he's saying Khomeini said
معنای اینکه پیغمبر در مکه متولد میشه اما حوادثش در ایران هست، به خصوص شکسته شدن 14 کنگره کاخ کسری، این هست که 14 قرن بعد از تولد این پیامبر در ایران بساط ستمشایی برچیده میشه.
So apparently like Muhammad was born in Mecca, but like his Islamic fight with like, I don't know, oppression was supposed to happen 1400 years after in Iran. I think that's the gist of what he's saying. Let me know what Qasim, let me know if that's a good representation of what he's saying.
بساط ظلم برچیده میشه. قرن 14 قرن بسیار مهمی هستش در مسائل آینده و آینده پژوهی در نگاه معارف اسلامی.
It's like according to Islamic sayings or prophecy in Islamic there you go. Like the 14th century, the 14th Islamic century, right? So basically it's a very important time in Islamic prophecy. So he's basically saying through the traditional Islamic prophecy, the 14th century after Muhammad's life was supposed to be a very important part of history, and you could see why, because that is when the Islamic revolution in Iran happened. So basically he's saying that the Islamic revolution was prophesized already during Muhammad's life. So Qasim is saying close enough. Susanna is saying, I love how Qasim Jan is our backup translator. Yes.
و نکته دوم که امام فرمودن این هستش که بعد از رحلت پیامبر جبرئیل که 3 ماه خدمت حضرت زهرا سلام الله علیها میرسید و حضرت زهرا به خاطر اون اسمش محدثه است.
So apparently after Muhammad's death, when Angel Gabriel spent time with Fatima, which is Muhammad's daughter,
زهرا سلام الله علیها میرسید و حضرت زهرا به خاطر اون اسمش محدثه است، حضرت جبرئیل با اخبار انقلاب اسلامی حضرت زهرا رو آروم میکرد.
So apparently with Fatima, when she was pregnant, Qasim, correct me if I'm wrong about my translation, okay? So when Fatima, which is Muhammad's daughter, when she was pregnant and Gabriel Angel Gabriel kept Fatima company, the method that Gabriel used to calm Fatima and basically give her ease, give her comfort and ease when she was like suffering, pregnancy, when she was going through child labor. The method that the angel Gabriel used to do that, to give her comfort, was by telling her about the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran that was supposed to happen 1400 years ago. Okay, so basically, so Fatima was going through pain and suffering, childbearing and all of that, and Gabriel was like, "It's okay, don't worry." It's gonna be okay. Like, let me tell you, let me distract you. I'm gonna tell you 1400 years from now, there's gonna be this guy. There's gonna be Khomeini, and he's gonna bring Islam to Iran, and he's going to basically bring your father's like religion is going to be dominant in this region. Okay, I thought it was like, okay, tell me more, and the pain would just go away. Okay, so so okay. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So the translation is correct. Dia's like, I call bullshit. Guys, this is on TV. Okay, so this is on Iran's TV, and it was being broadcasted live. Okay, this is very serious stuff. Okay, don't laugh. Okay. Susanna is saying sometimes religious belief is indistinguishable from delusion. Sometimes, Susanna. Sometimes. Oh, Qasim. By the way, for people who don't know, Qasim lives in Iran. Qasim is like, because Qasim is like living it, like he's saying like his life in Iran is like miserable life because of the Islamic Revolution. So Qasim is saying our misery was a tranquilizer for the Lady of Heaven. Yes. She was like, oh, I get it. Fatima was a sadist. So she was like just enjoying, like she was like imagining all your misery and all your hardship in Iran, and she would like laugh, and she was just enjoying it, right? And that's why she could like distract herself from all the pain, because she was just like watching all of you in pain. 1400 years from the past.
چون شما اسلامی حضرت زهرا رو آروم میکرد و میگفت ایرانی ها خواهند اومد چون شما.
Oh, so Gabriel was telling Fatima, the Iranians are coming. The Iranians will come. So she's like, Gabriel was specifically telling Fatima, okay, don't worry, the Iranians are coming. The Iranians will come. Unbelievable. Oh my God. This is such comedy. Guys.
از زمان پیغمبر خبر خوشی ما نداریم تو تاریخ اسلام.
He's like, if you notice, we haven't had any good news for 1400 years since Muhammad's time, right? Basically, the only good news that we eventually had after Muhammad's death was basically the Islamic Revolution of 1979. So basically, the Ummah, apparently, especially because these are Shias, right? So the Shias don't think like all the conquests and all the glory of the Islamic Empire, none of that was really good news, because those were the Sunnis, right? So he's like, we have basically nothing but bad news. Like they killed Ali, they killed Hussein, they killed all the like most of the 12 imams were killed, and then the Imam Mahdi went into hiding. Basically, we had no good news. Nothing was good. And then the Islamic Revolution of Iran happened. We finally had good news. So this was the only good news we had in Islam ever since Muhammad's death.
اولین خبر خوش تو تاریخ اسلام انقلاب اسلامی است.
Oh my God, he actually said it. He said the first good news in the entire history of Islam was the Islamic Revolution of 1979 in Iran.
که جبرئیل امام فرمود که جبرئیل با احادیث با خبر انقلاب اسلامی حضرت زهرا رو آرامش میشه تسلیت.
And then he repeats that, and Gabriel basically calmed Fatima down with this good news. Anyways, so there's that. These are serious people, guys. You can't be laughing. Okay, this is like this is an expert. You know, when they tell us that we can't have comments about Islam and we need to appeal to experts, these are their experts. Okay. All right, so let's do. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna do the MEK on another time. Let's just do one on Afghanistan, and then I had a whole bunch of more clips, but we're not going to be able to do all of them today. We're going to do those in the future clips. But just because I always want to, if there's anything from Afghanistan, I also want to make sure that we do some updates from Afghanistan as well, just so that we remember that stuff is happening in Afghanistan as well. Oh my god, this is actually, there's so many things here that I want to show. All right. I don't know if I want to show. All right, I'll show the Afghanistan one, but then I'll show the Iranian version of the same thing later. The Twitter activism. All right. So you know how Iran is using Instagram models as a way to spread their propaganda, right? To promote their propaganda, right? So apparently, the Taliban has also found out the value of girls on social media. Okay. However, they don't have access to that many. Like, I don't think like they're in a position right now. I don't think the Taliban is yet in a position to be able to reach out to Afghani Instagram models, because Afghani Instagram models, first of all, or Twitter activists or whatever, they hate the Taliban. I don't think they're in a position. They're right now. They're willing to be working with them, and also I don't think that the Taliban itself is in a position to be taken seriously if they work with women. Okay, given how anti-women in workplace they are. So the Taliban, but they also want to be using the power of women on social media without actually working with women. Okay, so their solution, what are they? What do you think they're gonna do? Let me know in the live chat. What do you think they're gonna do if they can't? If they're too religious to work with women, but they also don't want to give up on the power of women being able to influence opinions more on the social media than others? What would they do? All right. So recently, an audio has been leaked of Taliban talking to each other about what to do. Okay, about their strategy, because Taliban is taking, I don't know if you guys know about this, but Taliban has been taking their social media campaigns very seriously, right? They have like classes for each other, they exchange strategies, but they want to be basically defending their Emirat, or their religious government. They want to spread propaganda. They want to defend it not just in Afghanistan but internationally. Okay, so they're very, very active on social media, and they're honestly they're doing a very good job. Like, a lot of people are very impressed with how well spoken some of their advocates are. Okay, but recently an audio has been leaked about some of the discussions about what to do, and we'll listen to the leaked audio right now. Okay, so I'm not going to respond to something that is not relevant to what we're talking about. Okay, Susanna got it. Susanna saying, are they going catfish, pretend to be women? You got it. You got it, Susanna. You got it. Okay. Okay. So we have proof for this, okay? Because this is what we suspected for a long time. A lot of these women on social media who like keep defending the Taliban, right? But let's see, like the audio got leaked. Okay, hold on.
طالب از سایبر آموزش نیروهای سایبری خود هستند. آیا مأمور طالب از سایبری‌های ارزشی جمهوری اسلامی آموخته که به افراد
So this speaker is wondering if these Taliban people have learned from the Islamic Republic of Iran use women on social media to spread their propaganda. Like she's wondering if it's from them.
خودش میگوید یک صفحه فیسبوک با تصویر دختر داشته باشند و در آن برای تقویت نظام طالبان با نام و عکس تقلبی با مخالفان بحث کنند تا آنها
So you're gonna see like in the audio talking about how to change their profile pictures to pictures of women on Facebook or on Twitter, and then use those profile pictures to use those accounts as a way to go and have discussions with people about the Taliban and their regime.
متوجه نشوند که این فرد از طالبان است.
And make sure like they don't, so in a way that they don't know that you're actually from the Taliban itself. So this is the idea that was leaked. Okay, so okay, so he's speaking Persian, but he's speaking with an Afghan accent. So I'm not gonna, I don't know if my translation is gonna be accurate. So Qasim, I need extra help with this, okay? Because this is the Afghan accent is very heavy here.
از طالبان است.
عزیزای دلم کلتان یک دانه فیسبوک اصلیتان لینک فیسبوکتان در اینجا پرتین و یک فیسبوک مستعار کوشش کنین به نام
I think he's saying have like a main Facebook account and then have like a secondary fake Facebook account.
خانوما باشه بهتر است.
And it's better if it's a picture of a woman for that one.
و یک عکس پیدا کنین که یا حجاب اسلامی وارد داشته باشه یا یک چیزی که
like find a picture of a woman who's like who's abiding Islamic hijab. Like don't go too it's like don't go, basically say like don't go as far as like having a non-hijabi woman. Like just make sure when you find a picture of a woman, find a picture of a woman that is wearing basically proper hijab.
که عکس نباشه مشکل نیست. به نام
like there's no problem, you can do that.
مستعار به نام دختر جور کنین.
And you like pick a girl name for that account.
دیگه موضوعات یک گروپ جور میشه. صالحی صاحب گروپ جور میکنه. موضوع
Wait, I think he's saying we could set up a couple of groups.
موضوعاتی که روزمره پیش میشه به تمام به سطح کشور و موضوعات یک در گروپ مندازیم در چت گروپ که مثلا
like basically saying in these groups the events that are happening around the country, basically around Afghanistan, we'll drop that event, we will drop that news inside the group.
فلانات چیز تبلیغ شده به ضد امارت.
And if they're like especially, I think he's talking about especially in situations where they're using an event to advertise against the Emirat, which means like Taliban's ruling. Like if there's any like propaganda going against the Taliban, we'll take that news, we'll drop it into the group. And then we will come up with our answers. Like we will basically we will have responses to what people are saying against the Taliban. We will come up with responses, and basically you'll take those responses and you go to these news events, and basically I think you comment with you use these girl accounts to comment with these responses, right? Yeah, Qasim is saying basically make a fake account on Facebook with a hot girl as a profile pic, basically. Yeah.
نشر میکنیم یگان چیز دیگره و یا کسی را تارگت میکنیم.
And then, like he used the word target. He used the English word. He's like we کسی رو target میکنیم. He's like we could target somebody.
یا نشر میکنیم یگان چیز دیگره و یا کسی را.
So basically he's saying we will have the counter narratives or
تارگت میکنیم.
We will target somebody specifically.
دیگه هم موضوعات در فیسبوک ها باشه.
So I don't know what he means by targeting somebody specifically. I think what he's suggesting is that if somebody is spreading a narrative that goes against us, we will basically target that one person. I think that's what he's suggesting. Wait, his name here is Bahar. Wait, why does it say Bahar forwarded the message? Bahar is a girl's name. Wait, is he using a girl's name here as well? Yeah, I mean, this looks like a Facebook voice message, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like a Facebook voice message, and he already has already like leading by example. Bahar is a girl's name.
یعنی خلاصه کلام این که
So he's saying like in summary
به خاطر تقویت نظام
so for us to basically support the regime for in order to strengthen the regime.
یکی به ضد نظام بعض تامیا از کمپا ششته تبلیغ میکنه.
Anybody who comes and advertises against the regime,
باید جواب شما بتیم.
you have to answer them. You have to go and answer them.
مقابلش باید نوشته کنیم بخیر باشه.
And you have to basically write something in response to them, right? I think I did a good job translating that. I said it was going to be more difficult because of the Afghani accent. Yeah. Anyways, so that was that. I think we could end this right here. I have a lot more clips. I'll do more streams. Maybe I'll cover the rest later. There's one specifically on MEK that I wanted to do today, but I'll leave it for next time. Yeah, okay. Qasim is confirming that my translation was good. Okay, thank you. Like he's like, wait, what are his pronouns? I don't know. Wait, I don't think. Oh, there are no pronouns. He's speaking Persian. In Persian, he's not speaking Arabic. In Arabic, we have male and female pronouns, but in Persian, we don't have male and female pronouns. Look how progressive we are, right? Like all pronouns for male and female are the same. Yeah, Persian language is more progressive. Maybe take note. I'm just kidding. All right, Susanna saying love the stream. Guys, please make sure you like the video. Recommend this channel to other people. This channel is like needs to be a lot bigger because nobody else is covering these types of video anywhere else. Okay, so please make sure that you like the video, you share the video, but you also go around and tell people to subscribe to this channel. Okay, we need a lot more subscribers here, so please, it doesn't cost you anything. I mean, if you want to support us financially, there's a link in the description. You could become a patron, but if you don't want to support us financially, that's cool. You could just recommend this channel. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything. Help us grow the channel. Okay. Anyways, thank you. Ghassan saying thanks. Just a little message from Farsi Discord. You shut up. Yeah, shut up. I'm doing like short videos on the Persian channel. What are you talking about? Like that's what I'm focusing on right now. I'm gonna do a lot more of that. And D saying this was fun. Oh, thank you, D. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here. And yeah, talk to you guys soon. Next stream's coming very soon. Make sure if you're subscribed, you also have the bell notification button because that's the only way when YouTube will tell you that we're gonna go live. And thank you so much, music guys, for the happy anniversary message. You're awesome. Thank you. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.